Hey! He rejected us.
And this brings me back to last week's conversations. Speaking of mutants, you three mutants were screaming at this channel, telling everyone, why the fuck would Florian Wirtz want to go to Liverpool?
Hey, mutants.
To say Wirtz wants to come to the Premier League. Okay, and let's say you both put 100 mil on the table, 200k wages. Who does he choose in a straight shootout?
City.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, mutants.
City have more pull. Arsenal have more pull. Chelsea have more pull.
I don't think we're going to drop
big
that
name
money.
you're gonna get. Like I've already seen hundreds linked with Man U big names, hundreds with Arsenal, with Man City, Liverpool.
Bro, what the fuck you want me to do, man? Hey.
Some James.
They're not getting Florian Wirtz. What they're saying here is that, like, we ain't getting the guy. We don't want the guy. But if he moves to England, we're going to pretend like we're interested. Hey, already agreed to deal with Bayer Leverkusen. They don't want it to drag on. Soon as City get the green light from Florian Wirtz, the deal will be signed that day. Florian! They're in the chat, yeah. I'm on a fucking stream with 3 mutants who are ready to pounce. Mutants.
Sam, do you agree that they have more pull than you?
Some James.
But he doesn't go Liverpool. No way.
He don't go Liverpool. I agree, he don't go Liverpool.
I
Why?
don't think he goes to Liverpool. I'm
Because
not
Well, let's
doesn't
be
have
honest,
Liverpool.
yeah. Let's be honest, yeah, as well. If Liverpool was serious, yeah, wouldn't have slot me there. Wouldn't slot like.
Just, just like to play this to remind people of their former mistakes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. We've got a lot to unpack today, a lot to discuss. Isak, intimidating these rivals, scaring the shit out of them. Ekitike to join Newcastle as the £100 million Callum Wilson replacement. That is what Ashraf told us last week. He's coming into Newcastle to replace Callum Wilson. Never forget. Is the Gyokeres deal done? And we're going to be talking about Gibbs White as well if we have time. But Wolfie's a bum. Well, he's going to live midway through the show. Joining me first and foremost is, speaking of, the biggest fraud in the universe. Hi, Wolfie.
What you saying? Bro, you not got bored of that Wirtz real thing, man.
No, never going to get bored. Never going to get bored.
You just remind me of an Arab, I have to say. You know those fresh ones that come off the boat? It would be you if you came to England. You'd be one of those fresh ones coming off the boat.
I wouldn't claim to be Scottish and give up my heritage like you do, though.
I said I was born in Scotland.
Anyway, joining us
That's
as well,
good.
you got me, the man who's going to get prosecuted today. How you doing, Ashraf? You're on mute. See? Already. 1-0 Hussam, directly.
Welcome everyone to the Dawn North Korea football show by Hussam, where
Thanks.
he will only show you things that he got right, but he will not report about things that he got wrong. It should be an exciting stream.
Oh, Ashraf,
Right?
Ashraf, sorry to interrupt you. You know in that clip, when I say to him, who has more pull, do you notice he cuts out his answer? He cuts it
Yeah,
out.
he does.
Yeah,
He
you
does
know
that.
what he said, yeah?
He also doesn't report when David Ornstein says, "Oh yeah, there are things." When he reports things that go against Isak coming to Liverpool, Hussam will never talk about it. The moment someone named Ugulula Ugombamba from some place in Somalia or Sudan, I don't
50
know,
followers,
who has 3 followers, says Isak to Liverpool is a real thing. He'd be like, "There you go, huh?"
Yeah, Ashraf, he
Muhammad
sends
Abdi from
me
Sudan said-
tweets 3 a.m. my time, which must be God knows what time his, yeah. See, I told you. And I told me what? It's like from some person I've never heard of in my life, man. And it's
Okay, big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get the party started already, because these guys are already sending strays that they won't be able to handle when I start to respond. Big up to West Coast LFC, who says, thanks for putting rivals in their place on the football terrace. It's crazy how Liverpool wants to be big one summer and everyone loses their minds. Everyone is objective and realistic,
One summer.
except when it comes to
Keyword,
talking about
one
my
summer.
football club. Literally. Like, as soon as Liverpool Football Club is in the table for any player, everyone's brains just go out the way. All of a sudden, Ekitike is a Callum Wilson replacement. It's just the craziest stuff. You'll never forget West Coast and everyone in the chat. The worst take in YouTube history. Sad football corner on Sunday on Ahwa. Newcastle will play 4-4-2 with Ekitike and Isak, and Ilanga and Gordon playing right mid and left mid. You get me? You know, never forget. Worst take in YouTube history from someone who we consider at least a little bit objective and sad, but you know, of course, objectivity goes out the window when it comes to Liverpool Football Club. Regardless, big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Look, there's 400 people in here. I don't want to keep interrupting the show. Joe's here as well now. Hi, Joe. Big up to you. You good, brother?
Apologies, man. Apologies.
So, Joe, right, if you want to see back at the Premier League table, at least be on time, bro.
Oh, wow.
Mate, I've got my son, you know what I mean? And I was making his tea, making my own tea.
It's my son's birthday today, right? So I'll see that and raise it, man. And
you are a bad dad.
Big
are a bad dad.
You see how he spun that on you?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to argue that one back, you know.
Wolfie's very good at rage baiting. He could rage bait anything. You get me? So, listen, regardless, 400 people are in the building already. We ain't even started the stream yet. Do like, do subscribe, you get me? And let's just get straight into it. Ashraf,
where's Jesse? Where's Jesse?
Go ahead. I'll let you start first and then I'll respond after. Get it out of your chest.
Wait, is LB not coming?
Wait. Why don't you want to start? It's your
no, I want you to start because I want you to get it off your chest.
Yeah, Hussam wants to do the Eminem thing where he's like, let everyone go first so then I can hit them back and I get the last say. So
yeah, but I'm not going to do the Eminem thing because this is not battle rap. You can respond to what I say too.
Battle rap.
I'm joking.
Thank you, Harley. It's nice to see there's some manners in the.
Go ahead, Ashraf.
Yeah, big up. Regarding what the Isak thing, yeah, look, Hussam wants. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way first because Hussam seems to believe that the whole world is against Liverpool. Liverpool are the victims. It's the victim mentality, us against the world. It's always the scopium crap. When the reality is, I actually think Liverpool are favorites to win the league next season. Has nothing to do with Isak. I think currently, as things stand, they are going to win the league next season, right? So now that that's out of the way, so that the Liverpool crybabies can now be okay. Your team is the number one team that's going to win the league next season. Regarding the Isak news, I do think he'll probably join Liverpool next summer, right? I think I really doubt Liverpool would go in this hard and do their research and do their homework, and I'm assuming talk to his agent and all that kind of stuff, and to give up on him then next summer and say sorry, it was last summer or nothing. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think next summer he will look to leave. What Hussam wants all of us to believe is, he says, oh yes, Newcastle are getting Ekitike 100 million as backup. Yeah, as backup. But then he will not talk about the fact that Ornstein said they're going in for Ekitike today. And when I tell him that, okay, so what, is he coming to be 100 million backup? He'll say, we are Liverpool. No team outside Man City gets 100 million player. Not even 100, 70 million, because I don't think he'll go for 100, to put him as backup. This is why I've criticized my club. I've said there's no way we're paying 52 million for Madueke to only bring him as backup. We don't operate that way. I wish we did operate that way, but we don't. So I don't think Liverpool would do that either, which means if Liverpool are, Nunes, for example. Yes, thank you, Ali. Nunes came in for how much? 60 million? How much ever it was? He didn't come in to be backup. Or 80, sorry. He came in to be a starter. It took them more than a year to realize, oh shit, this guy's not good enough. Sit your ass on the bench, right? So I do think if you do get Ekitike, I think he's coming in to start. I think that means Isak is not an option. In fact, I think you're only looking at Ekitike because Isak is probably not an option. And I do think Newcastle will sell Isak this summer if something mental comes in, where they say, you know what, screw it, this cash is too good.
Okay,
like 150, 160, 170 million.
And Isak being in the same club.
No, I don't, because what I said was Newcastle are trying to get them to have them both, at least for this season. Maybe not overall in the long run. But
why is that funny?
I don't understand why it's funny. Well, I actually don't understand really why it's funny.
Well, Ashraf, let's talk about something that is funny. Okay. How much are Liverpool looking to pay for Isak? What was the offer or the talk of the offer?
120, 130.
120?
Like yeah,
Did
120 or
130 say on this panel
pounds,
that they wouldn't go over 105?
Hussam was just lying to himself then.
Oh, so is he okay with 120
I
now?
I wouldn't go over 105. You're lying. I said I wouldn't pay more than 120, 130. I said that already.
Oh, so you're adding the 30 bit, yeah, the extra.
No,
10
wallahi,
million,
I
yeah.
said 120, 130. أقسم
No,
بالله
you
I
said
said.
okay. You said 120. You said 120.
Okay, we have
So if they,
564
wait,
witnesses
hold on.
in the
If
chat.
they
We
reject
literally have
120,
564 witnesses in the chat. Chat, put one in the chat if you recall me saying to Wolfie 2 weeks ago it's going to be 120 million or 130 million. Everyone put one
Yeah,
in
so
the
you're
chat.
already
give
you're
you
going above that. Your
120.
team
How
is
many
going above
witnesses
that. No?
you'll have now?
no, I'll give you 120, but I didn't hear 130.
I said
Because
120, 130. Ashraf will say it as well. Here we
did
go.
he, Ashraf? Do you remember?
They're all witnesses.
He
See how
definitely
many-
said 120. I remember that for sure.
I don't remember
Maybe
the
he said 130
130
as well.
I don't remember the
I don't
He
130.
think
lied
he
anyway. He
lied.
said 105. Anyway, the reason why that's funny, once
I
again,
didn't.
see that,
Okay.
like I said, everyone is objective and can have a conversation, except when it comes to Liverpool. Everyone just loses their logic because they're projecting what they want to happen instead of talking what will actually happen.
Who's going to
When
win the
Wolfie
league next
is going
season?
to come out and tweet about Ekitike, he's not going to come out and say, by the way, Newcastle fans, the reason why you're signing Ekitike is because you're going to sell Isak. When we look at reports from journalists, we read the report, we read the article, and then we deduce with ourselves using logic and reasoning what we think the article means. Ornstein is not going to come out publicly and go like, by the way, Newcastle are looking at Ekitike so they can fuck off Isak. Let's look at this objectively. Can Newcastle play 4-4-2 with Ilanga and Anthony Gordon? No, they can't, because Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and whichever midfielder is going to do their hamstring by game week 3 from defending all the transitions. Worst take ever by Sad Football Corner. You get me? Just subscribe to his channel for more horrible takes. The second take is they're going to play Ekitike left wing. Once again, let's debunk this logically. Ekitike playing left wing won't work because of Ekitike. 124 games in his career. He's only played 4 games there left wing in his whole career. Number one. Number two, the reason why that won't work is Newcastle have Jacob Murphy, Harvey Barnes, Ilanga, Anthony Gordon. 4 out-and-out wingers. You don't sign 4 out-and-out wingers to go sign an 80 million pound striker and play him left wing. That's number two. Number three, the other option, which is, why are you laughing, Hussam? Newcastle United are not the type of football club to go sign a 70 million, 80 million pound backup when they still need centre backs, they still need a goalkeeper, they still need backups in midfield. The problem is, if I'm being completely logical about this, is there are a couple of clubs in the world who could convince Ekitike to sit on the bench. Convince him. I'm not saying it should happen or it will happen. I'm just talking about convincing a player of that caliber to sit on the bench. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, City, Bayern Munich.
Nope.
Slipped in Liverpool, man. He slipped him in.
Teams of that,
Okay.
teams of that caliber can convince a player like that to sit on the bench. And actually, I don't even think we sign Isak and Ekitike at my own football club. My argument last week, which these guys laughed at and were screaming the whole stream about, is that Isak and Ekitike won't exist in the same club. I'm so sure that they won't exist in the same club that I've said I'm going to do a whole day of streaming in my tank top if that happens. And not tank tops like the ones that I wear to the gym. I'm talking about this tank top, like the underwear tank top. You get me? In Arabic, we call it fanella. You know that one. I'm going to do a whole day of streaming
Wife
in
beater.
Bro, that's not a tank top, bro.
I don't like to say that word.
A tank top's like a sleeveless jumper, bro.
And the thing is, I'm being completely objective and
These
logical
Arabs,
about
man.
it. And this is verbatim what I said. I'm going to play a clip from my own stream that I did solo by myself 3 days ago, and this is verbatim what I said, so no one can lie on my name and no one can claim that I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna share screen now, and it's just 40 seconds. It's not a 5-hour clip.
monologue.
It's just 40 seconds where I break down exactly what's going to happen in this whole Ekitike, in this whole Isak situation, and it's exactly what was reported by Ben Jacobs and the others. Watch this now, yeah, because Ashraf gonna gaslight me, but it's not gonna work. Happening with the Liverpool striker scenario. I promise you, if I had Michael Edwards next to me right now, he will tell you that Hussam is saying the truth. If I had Michael Edwards next to me right now, he'll tell you Hussam is saying the truth. This is exactly what's going to happen. Liverpool are going to push to sign Isak in this short-term future. We are going to try to sign Alexander Isak. We will ask the player. We will ask the club. We will go for it. If Isak says he wants to stay at Newcastle, or Newcastle United want 150 million, our backup plan is Ekitike. Done. And
Wait, when did you film that?
I still stick by that same opinion 4 days later, even after all those tweets.
You
wanna
did
know
that
what's
4
crazy with this
days
whole
ago.
conversation? I never said Isak is coming to Liverpool 100%. It's over for all of you guys. I gave Liverpool a 20% chance of signing Alexander Isak. And if it doesn't happen, we're going to sign Ekitike. My only issue with the people that were claiming that Ekitike and Isak both can coexist at Newcastle. Logically, we have debunked that, and even and just
We
from a
haven't.
completely logical perspective, you sit down with Hugo Ekitike.
Sam's logic.
All you have to do is open new tab, search Bundesliga. That's it. Just search Bundesliga. You will see Frankfurt finished third, which means Frankfurt are already a Champions League club. Now, who are Newcastle in this scenario? Are Newcastle the caliber of team who could convince someone who is wanted by Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United to come sit on the bench at Newcastle for Alexander Isak? No, they're not. And that was my argument from last week, and this is the argument that I present today.
So let me destroy the argument real quick. For starters, I already mentioned last time, and I'll say it again. I think they know they're losing Isak in a year. I think in a year's time he will definitely leave. Whether it's to Liverpool, whether it's to Barca, whether it's to I don't know where, but he will be leaving in a year, right? Again, unless something crazy happens, like say Newcastle win the league or Champions League or challenge for one of them like fiercely, then maybe they can convince him to stay because they're a serious club. Then I guess that's different. And I think what they are doing is they're getting Ekitike, blend him in for a season so that he's ready to play for them as the main guy next season. That doesn't mean he's going to be on the bench this season. Someone send a super chat on it and we can bring it up now if you want or later. There is no logical reason to say they cannot play 4-4-2. There's no logical reason to stay.
Explain it. How it will work. Yalla.
Because they did that before with Callum Wilson and Isak. They've done that before with an inferior striker. I just explained it. They've done it before 2 seasons ago, where they played Isak and Callum Wilson in the same team. Whether Isak drifts to the where it wasn't because of that, it was because of injuries and because of 2 competitions. Remember that? It wasn't that argument. In fact, your argument 2 weeks ago is the reason they finished 7th or 6th or wherever they finished was because they couldn't handle multiple competitions, not because of the lineup, right? The fact is they can play Isak and Ekitike, and I think that is their plan for just this season, because they probably got it clear from Isak or from Liverpool or whoever that next season he will be leaving. And by the way, I've said he should leave Newcastle eventually. He's too good to be there. And to say things like, because you tried to slip it in there, as Wolfie said, there are certain clubs that can convince a player to sit on the bench, like Barcelona, Real Madrid. That's it. The list ends there. No other club like Bayern, City, Liverpool, none of these clubs can convince players, hey, come be on the bench, and when you're needed, we will play you. Players who come to City,
City convinced Marmoush.
No, they didn't. No, he didn't. Because first of all, he started a lot of games, and they would not have been telling Marmoush,
hey, you'll be 4-4-2. Who's gonna be right mid?
Elanga.
I don't know. Elanga, Jacob Murphy, someone.
Okay, who's gonna be left mid?
Maybe Anthony Gordon.
Okay,
or maybe maybe Gordon. Bruno and Tonali, or Bruno and Joe Linton. Why is that crazy?
Wait, Joe Linton can play on the left anyway.
He can, but I'm saying, like, let's say if everyone is fit, I'd say probably Bruno and Tonali. Why is that mental? Because you know why? You know why? Even though I hate the fact that he did it, and I cannot believe that.
Hey guys,
that
this
what
is
he's done.
But
wait. He's been typing it in. Amazing.
Logic. Okay. So now I'll ask you a football question. What happens when they get counter-attacked?
Habibi, stop
saying weird shit as if teams... Guys, breaking news. 4-4-2 does not exist in world football. This will be the first club to ever try it.
In the whole Premier League.
This is the first club
Name one team that plays 4-4-2 in the Premier League.
I'll tell you.
Name one team. Name it. Very easy question.
One second.
Aston Villa.
Breaking news, guys. Yeah, Aston Villa did play to strike.
Yeah, they have.
No, they don't.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
No, they
Newcastle did not play Callum Wilson and Isak to get in the same lineup. That was you guys were not seeing things correctly. It was like you guys were blind.
Why didn't he go back to it? This is such a good idea.
Because Callum Wilson, first of all, was injured most of the time, and second of all, he's garbage. They have better options. They signed Gordon, who's a much better attacker.
Okay, explain to me what happens here then.
They signed Tonali. Tonali was suspended for a year. Now he's available.
Well,
so they have a much better team.
Happens? Yalla, break it down football-wise. How does this
What
work?
happens? Ekitike or Isak, one of them tracks back. Most likely Ekitike, because he's a new player. He tracks back in the 10th. In the midfield, Havertz tracks back. Lots of players track back. Why do you think Ekitike?
This is basically what's going to happen. They're going to play Ekitike in the 10.
Not 10, a second striker.
Okay,
I think.
Same shit. Don't get too technical.
No. It's not the same shit.
The reason why this is the worst take in football history.
By the way, let me just clear one thing, guys. I don't think they get Ekitike. I think Ekitike goes to Liverpool.
By the way, Jack, 100% this is a whole lot of copium. Let's get Joe on the screen as well. This 100%.
Wait, don't put me in your copium bracket.
Let me tell you why this is. Let me explain to you why this is copium. Number one, everyone in the Premier League currently, big up to you, Jack. Everyone in the Premier League currently either plays a either plays 4-3-3 or 3-5-2.
What about Brighton? What about Brighton? Since you want to play that game, how did Brighton start Joao Pedro and Welbeck together, or Evan Ferguson and Welbeck together 2 seasons ago? How did they do it? You know what he's going to say now? You know what he's going to say? He's going to say, where did Brighton finish?
Joao Pedro
Did Brentford play either of those formations?
Joao Pedro can play in the
Sorry?
10. Hello.
At Brentford, they played 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, did they?
No, Brentford did not play with 4. They played with 5 at the back.
Oh, but you just said everyone in the Premier League plays with one of those two.
I gave you a team. Brighton play with Joao Pedro and Welbeck. Yalla. Debunk that.
Villa have done it so many times in a 4-4-2.
Look at Jack. Look at Jack. Exactly what I just said. Brighton
I've just responded to your point.
And Newcastle are trying to win the league.
You're getting rattled by the chat. Joao Pedro can play in the 10.
Yeah.
How do you know
Joao Pedro is
Ekitike?
actually
You haven't watched
a 10
Joao
more
Pedro
than
is
a
not a
9.
10. Tell me where Joao Pedro has played as a 10 before he joined Brighton. Please, I'll wait. Since you like to do that with Ekitike.
It doesn't exist because he's too young.
Can I take it?
He's the same age. He's the same age as Ekitike. Next argument.
Ekitike has been longer in Europe. He's too young.
Oh, I want to hear what Joe's voice.
Joao Pedro joined Watford when he was what, 16?
Joe, should we get dinner?
Ya Allah.
I've just
When
got
did
my-
Joao
Go
Pedro
ahead.
join,
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I
Joe.
just. I guess it's a question for Sam. Yeah. Let's say Isak is not going to get done, and
Yes.
then you get Ekitike, and he does well. Surely you don't want Ekitike because you want Liverpool to go back in for Isak the following summer, right? Because I sort of agree with the lads. I don't. If Isak, let's say Ekitike has a great season, are you then going to splash out 120, whatever it'll cost, 100 million? The following summer for Isak? Surely it's best to go without Ekitike, let Newcastle get that free run at him, so then you can go, right, well, we'll have Isak next summer. Do you know what I mean? I just don't...
Okay, I'll respond to your point. No problem.
Yeah, but Joe, don't forget, Liverpool can then just put Ekitike on the bench.
First of all, big up to everyone who just joined us from the Football Terrace. We have 1,200 people in here, guys. Let's get the likes up. We're not even at 200 likes yet. We're talking about forwards, and you're all moving like center backs in front of goal. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, Just Joe's channel is in the description. Ashraf's channel is in the description. Forest Fan TV in the description. Go subscribe to all these channels. And everyone who just joined us from Jamie Phillips as well. Big up to you. Double rated. You get me? So hit the like button, guys, and subscribe. Come on, close the live chat, like the video. Now, first of all, before responding to Joe's thing, the reason why this will not work is the counter-attack. Because Newcastle are going to get counter-attack to smithereens. Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali are going to blow their hamstring within game week 3, game week 4 from all the tracking back they're going to have to do. They're going to concede so many counter-attacking goals because this has no balance whatsoever.
Really?
You
So
need
Elanga wouldn't track back.
In order for this to work, you need 2 DMs. Even if Ekitike does track back, if you're playing with 2 strikers or a second striker, Ekitike is going to be around Isak anyway. And the reason why another reason why the combination does not work is because Ekitike and Isak are similar players. Number 2.
Wait, no. Don't just glaze past your point and go into a monologue,
I
bro.
got asked the question by Joe. You're going to respect Joe? He's in the Premier League now.
Yeah,
The
but he
reason why
didn't
I
speak for the rest of
the
the
reason why
show,
I
man.
said is,
Will
I
Elanga
have
not
said-
track back? It's only
I
the
have said
strikers
from
you're
the
worried about.
beginning, I have said from the beginning, I would take Ekitike at Liverpool. I like Ekitike. Guess what? If Newcastle want to keep Isak and we sign Ekitike, we're going to win the league as well. Like, I love Hugo Ekitike. I think he would be an unbelievable addition. And of course, he's a massive upgrade on all the forwards we had. Like, in terms of like Darwin Núñez for this last 3 years been a pain to watch. So Ekitike will be such a refreshment getting someone like that. And the thing with Ekitike is, if the scenario that you said does happen, so let's say Ekitike comes into Liverpool and he scores 18 Premier League goals and we win the league next season, I don't care about going in back in for Isak, because there is a thing like with this Ekitike situation which makes this win-win for Liverpool. If Liverpool go in for Isak and Isak doesn't want to join Liverpool Football Club, or Newcastle are asking for too much money, but we sign Ekitike, I believe then Liverpool go sign Rodrigo if we sell Luis Diaz. Now, if we get Rodrigo, Ekitike, Salah, and Florian Wirtz as the front 4, to be honest with you, I back my chances against anyone on the whole planet. Like, that's what I'll say.
I think you win the league even without Rodrigo. But by the way, guys, Hussam liked to say earlier, this guy's only played 4 games as a left winger. Guys, Joao Pedro has played 195 games. How many do you think he's played as an attacking midfielder? Because Hussam mentioned attacking midfielder.
Or second striker.
Second striker, yeah, I think more so.
Yes, well, I said second striker. No. You just said second second striker and attacking midfielder are not the same thing. When I said second striker, you said stop it.
It's
So-
the same thing, yeah.
I said stop it, it's the
195.
same thing.
It's not the same thing. 195 games,
It's the
guys.
same
How many
thing, in my
games?
opinion.
How many games that Joao Pedro plays an attacking midfielder, which is where Hussam put him? How many games
I
do you
don't
guys think?
I don't
7
know. And I said second striker. is the
7
same thing.
out of 195. So
And how many
Brighton
did he
can
play
play
as
two
second
strikers.
striker?
Second striker, 22.
So
And
he's done it.
120 and 122 games.
There's a difference
Majority
between
of them,
playing 22
majority of them
games.
at Brighton, by the
Okay,
way.
how many are at attacking midfield?
7, I just said.
Okay, 7 and 22 is 31. There's a difference between playing 31 games
7
the
and
same
22 is
position
29,
versus
Habibi.
Ekitike
29.
playing 4 games left wing. There's a massive difference.
You know what the issue?
You wait, guys. One second. Let's deconstruct this. Ekitike and Isak can play together in a 4-4-2. Hussam rebuttals. Tell me which team plays 4-4-2. Brighton play 4-4-2. Joao Pedro and
They're
Welbeck.
not
Joao
successful.
Pedro. No, one second. Joao Pedro doesn't play there. He plays as attacking midfielder. Actually, Joao Pedro only played 7 games as attacking midfielder. All the 122 games
I
overall in
think
his
attacking
career.
midfielder
as
and second
striker.
is the same thing. Why you're using your
It's-
logic against
He
me?
only played 22 games as a second striker. Okay, fine. Ekitike will play as a second striker.
Yeah,
There you
Habibi,
go.
you're saying he will play as the second striker, but that team does not have balance. You need to understand this.
Brighton's
winger-
team doesn't have
Why?
balance.
Because you said they haven't
Yes,
got
and
balance.
that's
They
why
haven't got
Brighton
balance.
concede a lot of goals is because they don't have balance. What are you
No,
missing
because
on
they have a
No,
shitty
no,
defense. They have a
No,
horrible.
no.
Oh, really?
Brighton
Who's
had.
Newcastle's defense?
Yes.
Bro, you
Newcastle.
you're just waffling.
What one
Brighton
is
had
Livramento,
injuries in their
Botman,
defense
Char.
for most of last season.
You said last week Livermento's headed to City.
Yeah, but he's not gone yet, right? You guys told me 80 million.
He's not gone yet. Oh,
LB,
okay, he hasn't joined
we
yet,
asked
so no
LB. We asked LB when he was here last week, and he said they will not pay 80 million for Livermento. So if they don't, that means he's staying. Where else
But
is he
you're
going to
saying
go?
Livermento's more likely to leave than Isak. So if Livermento leaves,
Even if
then
he
they
does,
can't
yeah,
take
Habibi,
him.
they still have better centre backs than Brighton. They still have better midfielders than Brighton.
Ashraf,
So that means
Ashraf,
defensively
the
they're
point is,
better.
Brighton had a severe injury crisis in their defense last season. Okay, most of their defense was out for a long time, so he can try and spin that one all he wants. Clearly, he doesn't know what happened at Brighton. My thing with all of this is that he's come on with this narrative, not that Liverpool are going in for Isak or Ekitike or whatever. His narrative, and that he's trying to spin, is that everyone hates the fact that Liverpool are going in for him. You haven't even asked us what our thoughts are on Isak going to Liverpool, bro, before you've made all your assumptions on that.
I'm not going based off of assumptions. I'm going based off what you said last week, and I stick
you won't
by
go
every
based
single
off
word.
assumptions.
Okay, no problem. I stick by what I say. I stick by what I said last week.
Go on.
Ekitike and Isak both want to be at Newcastle at the end of the window, and if they are, I'll say you both are correct, and I'll wear a tank top to the stream.
No, but that's got nothing to do with the assumption
That's
of
not
the
what we said,
narrative
so
that
stop
you're
doing
trying to
that.
spin.
Oh no,
that-
that's what you said.
No,
You
everyone's
said
hating on
Ekitike
Liverpool
and
because we're
Isak
going to get
want
Isak.
the same club. I don't think so. Very simple.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying they want to. I'm saying I think for this summer,
I'm saying that they
Newcastle-
won't. End of.
No. I'm not saying they will be there. I'm saying Newcastle want to have Isak and
Let's see how
Ekitike
gaslighting
to
it-
get.
I don't think that the Newcastle want it either.
No,
So you
I'm
think-
saying they want it. You're not listening. I'm saying
Newcastle
Newcastle.
look at Ekitike as the long-term Isak replacement.
Yeah.
If there is
Yeah,
someone
Habibi, I
in world
understand
football-
that.
If there is someone in world football who's Timo Isak, it's Ekitike. So Newcastle are looking at Ekitike because of Liverpool approaching for Isak.
Yeah.
No,
You go
I'm. That's why I'm
Oh
disagreeing
my
with you.
God.
Let me just land. If you go based off what
Yalla.
Fabrizio said yesterday, Fabrizio Romano,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
random journalist. He said it on the video. I can play you the audio from it right now. He said that Isak has not closed the door. The door remains open for Liverpool to buy Alexander Isak. And on top of all this, he says that the player is interested in joining the Premier League champions. Also, if we're being logical once again to debunk, to take what the reporter says and use my brain cells, and then let me take a conclusion from it. If Isak just said no, that he doesn't want to join Liverpool, and it's completely closed door, why would he even attempt it?
Okay, so
Okay,
to
who
debunk
said that
everything
he's
you
not
just said,
interested
exactly.
on this panel?
To
Who said
debunk
that?
everything
This is the
Hussam just said,
narrative, man. This is the narrative.
I do agree with
Hussam did
Hussam,
not
though.
address.
If Ekitike goes to Newcastle, Isak's sold.
Thank you.
I'm
That's my
saying-
point. That's my
I'm
point.
saying-
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
all I've
so-
said
so-
from the beginning.
So what I'm saying, and I think Wolfie agrees with me on this, is not once did we say Isak doesn't want to join Liverpool.
Exactly.
Not once did we say Liverpool don't want Isak. Not once did we say it's impossible for Isak and Ekitike to go to Liverpool. Or I'm saying, Newcastle want to keep Isak, and they want to add new Ekitike as well to the team. Why they want to add Ekitike and Isak? One second, let me land. Why they want to add Ekitike and Isak is probably succession. Not because they want to keep them both for the next 2-3 seasons. I'm saying because they probably believe Isak is going to leave in a year. They're like, we can play both of them right now. And in a year's time...
You missed the point.
No, I'm not. Because the only thing you and I disagree on...
How are you going to convince Ekitike to join? How?
Because I agree. I tend to agree with Hassam, and the reason I do is because you're basically saying to Ekitike, you're going to be sharing minutes, because I don't think Newcastle break up that midfield three for a start. It's goated, right? So you're going to be sharing minutes. Well, then why would I share minutes? Because Liverpool will offer me the starting spot and Chelsea will offer me the starting spot. So even if it's just for a year, why am I going to do that?
See, I think Joe,
I don't come in on the left as well. It's a World Cup year as well. You've got to take these factors into play.
But I think he comes in as an inside left.
Yeah,
on that left-hand side.
Where does
they
Gordon
don't break up
me
the
that Elanga signing then?
Where does Gordon play?
Where does Gordon play? Where does
Gordon
Elanga
probably
play?
leaves. Maybe he goes Liverpool. He's been linked to Liverpool a lot, hasn't he? He's talking
By the way,
Rodrigo. He could get Gordon.
And
What are you laughing? Gordon's not been linked
you
to
see why
Liverpool.
I'm mad? You see the gaslighting that we're getting here. Ekitike is going to play left wing after they
Everything
just
is
signed the winger, having
gaslighting
had
when he doesn't
antics, by the
agree
way.
with an opinion. It can't just be an opinion. No, it has to
Let
be
me talk to Joe.
gaslighting.
Let me talk to Joe. Can I talk to Joe? Can I talk to Joe? He's in the Premier League. Respect Joe.
Bro, man, do you need the
So, Joe, let me
three
just-
of us on here?
They always mention Isak contract. Gordon signed a contract extension literally this season. They just signed Elanga. They employ Harvey Barnes and finish the sentence, Jacob Murphy, who had an unbelievable season last season.
Yeah.
All these four wingers, they're going to tell them Ekitike, who they're going to sign for £80 million, is going to play left wing. You see why I'm not the crazy one
when did
here?
Cunha sign his contract with Wolves, by the way? His last contract. When did Cunha sign his last contract with Wolves?
This like last 1 year. The
Oh,
last
what, you mean this January?
Yeah, it
So
was. I
it-
think it's
so
January.
he's
Correct.
still at Wolves now, yeah? He's still at Wolves now because he's just
Yeah,
signed
that
his
is a
contract, yeah?
stupid argument, honestly.
Yeah?
Is
No,
Cunha being
that-
asked
that
to
must-
sit on the bench for someone?
Huh?
Is Cunha being asked to sit on the bench for someone?
But he's not going to ask.
What's that
If Gordon
got to do
leaves,
with
he's not
what
going to
you
go
just
to be
said
on the
about
bench.
contract?
In
Also-
his original position at Manchester United. Behind
Well,
that
what's
line.
that got to do with what you just said
Hussam,
about contracts?
how did we convince Madueke to join Arsenal?
I think
because
everyone
it's
wants
the
to know
same
that
logic,
answer.
right?
If
Yeah,
I go
exactly.
based
Me too.
off
But how did we convince him?
If I go based off what the journalists were reporting today, some people are saying Madueke will be a starter.
No. But you said But you said use common sense, right? You said don't just read the journalists' report and take it for face value.
I think Chelsea have 3 wingers that are ahead of him, and they plan on signing more wingers too, as the new journalists have reported.
Yeah, but they only have one right winger ahead of them, which is Neto. They don't have another right winger ahead of him right now.
I think Palmer,
Palmer will still, yeah.
Palmer places a 10 though.
He played on the right. a lot.
Lavia's back, and you've got Joao Pedro now, who's going to play behind Delap or Jackson or whoever striker they sign.
I mean, I think they're only going to start one. We saw it in the PSG final. But anyways, my point is, if you ask me what I think will happen, by the way, I think Ekitike joins Liverpool. I don't think he joins Newcastle because I
So
think
why
Newcastle
are
say
you
we're not.
arguing for the sake of it then?
Yeah,
He's
Habibi.
playing up the scenarios, bro.
This
Like,
guy.
My
seriously.
argument is okay. Everyone, let's take a step back. This is Hussam's argument from last week. Ekitike and Isak both won't be at Newcastle at the same time. These guys were like, "Why were you saying this? If Newcastle."
That's not what I was saying.
My point is, if Ekitike is wanted by the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea and Manchester United, and he could be a starting striker there, why the fuck would he either go play second fiddle or Newcastle are gonna break up?
Is
the
it an impossibility? Is it an
the
impossibility?
5-3 that got them to this position to begin with, and now suddenly play 4-4-2.
Is
Hussam,
it
I'm
an
saying Newcastle
impossibility?
will. Okay, so basically, Hussam, you're saying Newcastle only wanted Ekitike because they're getting rid of Isak. Is that what you're saying?
If Ekitike joins Newcastle, Isak is leaving.
No. That's what I'm
Simple
asking.
answer. Simple answer.
But that's not my. No. That's not my question though. My question is, what do
I just
Newcastle want?
answered it.
No. Listen, don't tell me what the player is gonna do. Don't tell me what's gonna happen. I'm asking you, what do you think Newcastle want? Do you think they were approaching?
I think Newcastle
Ekitike?
want to keep Isak.
Okay, again, that's not my question. I'll ask my question. Don't be a politician. When they approached Ekitike, did they approach Ekitike because they were getting ready to get rid of Isak or
Yes.
lose Isak?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I disagree with you. I'm saying they approached Ekitike because they wanted to get someone as like another striker, and probably, as Wolfie said, succession to keep him for 1 year, and then next year he becomes the main guy. But since you rebutted by saying, but how are they planning to make it work? I said, I think they were going to make it work by playing both of them in majority of the games. And next season, it'll be back to only him playing. That's what I'm saying Newcastle want. What's going to happen is different. I think he goes to Liverpool. I think Ekitike goes to Liverpool. Or I think Liverpool say, we'll bite the bullet this year, and we definitely get Isak next summer.
Ornstein
We'll
is
sign
not
an early
a smart-
contract with
a
him.
smart man. Ornstein will not tweet. Newcastle are going to sign Ekitike and sell Isak. But we have to be logical here about this. Let me
No,
just
but that's
read
not
you
what Ornstein.
Why would
That's
he
what
not?
Ornstein
Hey,
said.
hold on, hold on.
Let me
When
read you
Isak?
Let me read you
What
just
point?
one thing, and then I promise I'm going to go on mute and you guys can speak.
Oh,
Okay?
fucking hell. And then I need to go.
This is literally what Ben Jacobs tweeted literally like an hour ago, just before I started Straight Facts. Liverpool have made an approach for Hugo Ekitike, who was a leading target if Isak is not possible, as reported last week. Liverpool have approached both Newcastle and Frankfurt to understand both situations. Isak the priority, but Liverpool will quickly proceed with Ekitike if they determine Isak isn't possible this summer. Now we go all the way back to last week. Don't shout, listen to understand. We go all the way back to last week. My argument from the start, which I don't want to have again, and it's just a very basic argument. I don't think Isak and Ekitike are going to be at the same club come the end of the window, because I just don't think it's possible. When Ekitike has the opportunity to start at Liverpool, to start at Chelsea, he's not going to say yes to go play left wing at Newcastle or play second striker. And on top of all this, I don't think Newcastle will change formation, because you're asking too much of two midfielders like Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes to go up, down, up, down, up, down, including Tuesday and Wednesday games now.
What
as
did
well.
David Ornstein say about it, Hassam? What did David Ornstein say about Isak?
Yeah, but
and
David
Ekitike?
Ornstein said the same thing in reverse, if you notice.
No. I'm asking you, what did he say? Like, can you read out his thing? What did he say? So the people
David
who don't know.
Ornstein has put out like 100 tweets.
So David Ornstein, guys, for those who don't know, if you read the article, said Newcastle are trying to get Ekitike. It has nothing to do with Isak. They want Ekitike to come alongside
Say that
Isak.
bit again.
Okay, but I just said
David Ornstein
you see,
said
this
they're
is the
trying to get
problem.
Ekitike
But he
to
said the
play
same thing with
alongside.
Liverpool.
Alongside.
Liverpool. This is what Ornstein said.
Alongside Isak.
Liverpool
Alongside
contact
Bil Arabi,
Frankfurt
because I don't
over
understand
move
that
for
word.
Ekitike. Okay, one second. Liverpool contact Frankfurt over move for Ekitike. Liverpool working on 23-year-old, having also approached Newcastle for Isak. He said the same thing for both sides. Do you get it now?
No, that's different. That's very. Oh my God, what are you doing? What he's saying for Liverpool is they're approaching both, but he didn't say they're looking to get both at the same time. Whereas with Newcastle, he
sent me a
explicitly
tweet.
said,
You sent me
Yeah,
a tweet
Habibi.
where it says that we're going to get both. And I told you we're not going to get both.
guys, I'm reading the tweet I just sent to Hassam since he wants to fabricate this shit. Liverpool, this is David Ornstein. Liverpool contact Eintracht Frankfurt over possible move for Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool working on 23-year-old Frankfurt forward, having also
just read it.
approached Newcastle for Alexander Isak. Newcastle want to keep the 25-year-old plus Ekitike interest ongoing.
That's what I
Wolfie,
just read.
please. No, wait. Wolfie, please explain to me what I just read. Does it say that Liverpool are trying to get both Newcastle, Isak and Ekitike?
Nope.
Whereas now, if you read what Ornstein said about Newcastle, he said they're looking to get Ekitike and keep Isak.
Chat, am
He
I crazy or
explicitly
did I
said it.
respond to this 45 minutes ago? Did I
No,
not
you
respond
didn't.
to
Wallahi,
this
you
from the
didn't.
start of the stream? Am I
No,
crazy?
man.
you
You've said a lot of stuff.
Am I
Habibi,
going
you
crazy
said
here?
Ornstein said the same thing for both clubs. He didn't. Factually, he didn't.
Ornstein is not going to come out and say the reason why they're going to buy Ekitike is to replace Isak. Ornstein has
Why
to
would he
come
not
out and
say that?
that-
Why would he
by
not
the
say
way,
Why
that?
would he not say
Why
that?
would he
Yeah.
not say that? Just out of interest.
But it's
Why?
illogical. That's the problem.
Why?
It's illogical.
What? But they said it. They
I've
said it
already
about
said why
Partey
it's
before
illogical.
Partey
I've
left.
given you the 3 reasons why it's illogical.
Wait, no. Why would Ornstein not say that?
Yeah,
Explain
exactly.
that,
Give me a
bro.
logical reason why he
The
wouldn't.
reason why Ornstein cannot say that
Cannot
the reason
now.
why they're
Okay.
buying Ekitike is because Isak is for sale is because Ornstein gets insider information from these football clubs. So he has to tweet things a certain way. Meaning he has to tweet things. He has to tweet things in this way just in case the 1% chance that this happens, it will not happen, happens.
Oh
So he protects his own ass, basically.
Conspiracy theory, Hussam.
I'm not doing any
Wow.
conspiracies. That's how journalists literally report.
Well, I look from an optics point of view. If Ornstein's getting information from somewhere and Newcastle are having their input again, and I'm not. it sounds like I'm glazing here, but I agree with Hassan because it's like from an optics point. No, but from an optics point of view, Newcastle aren't going to go, yeah, we're replacing him.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
We're not saying Newcastle
Guys,
would
they
say
wouldn't
that.
say anything. They would
We're
be
not saying
quiet.
Newcastle are saying that. We're saying about Ornstein.
Let
Yeah,
him
no,
talk.
but the
Because
point is
Wolfie
Ornstein-
glazes Ashraf. Let Joe speak the truth.
My point is, though, that Ornstein obviously will they check with football clubs, etc. Right? Like they're not just going out there and putting it out. So they will have said, no, it's alongside.
Joe,
It's alongside.
Joe,
It's like
Joe, does
What?
Ornstein speak to just football clubs? Does he speak to agents as well?
no, of course, but you need to. What you also need to do
Is there a reality where he's spoken, let's say, to Isak's agent as well, and Isak's agent has said to him that he wants to leave?
You know who does that? Fabrizio.
But Ornstein doesn't. Yeah, just so we're clear, Ornstein only speaks to
I
clubs,
think
not.
Ornstein is
No,
more.
but my point is, someone like
more
Ornstein, I
club
don't
connect.
think would want to upset someone like Newcastle. The relationship has to be tight. Do you see what I'm saying?
Why? He's the biggest,
Why?
most powerful name in the transfer scene. They
yeah.
don't want to upset him. Let's be real here.
No, I
Yes.
don't think so. Let's not.
Yes.
So,
let's
guys,
not-
all
he
you guys
does
are
some pure
saying is
glazing.
Why would Newcastle
you-
care about upsetting Ornstein?
okay.
What
So,
kind
Yeah,
of-
so
exactly.
basically, what I'm hearing is if Ornstein says Newcastle are trying to get Ekitike and keep Isak, that's a lie. But if he's saying, oh, Ekitike is going to join Liverpool or Isak is going to join Liverpool, that's the truth. So Ornstein,
That's
basically,
not
when he
what
says
I'm
something.
saying, Ashraf. Oh my god.
By the way, let me just
Someone
clarify
depends on the
one thing because
narrative.
people are
Keep
getting
taking
salty.
a sentence I
Ashraf,
say
if you're a
and twisting it.
Newcastle fan, right?
Mm.
You're going into a Champions League summer. You've just sold your best player, Sean Longstaff, to Leeds United. You know, and then you're told that, oh, we're going to bring in Ekitike. Get in, yes, but we're also going to lose Isak. And how does that go down? The Ekitike deal stinks. Then no one wants it. No one
second.
wants
But Joe, here's
One
the funny
second,
thing.
Can I just
Joe.
tell you one thing? Can I just to prove my point? I said Ornstein deals more with football. You know that I speak to people and I know what goes on behind the scenes at specifically at my football club. Ornstein speaks more to clubs. Fabrizio speaks more to agents. How can we infer this factually from this window?
Actually, here we go.
Fabrizio immediately said, "Verts to Liverpool. Here we go." Ornstein, what did he tweet? Club to club agreement not yet reached. Remember when Ornstein went against what Fabrizio said? Fabrizio came out and said, "Here we go, Verts." But Ornstein came out and said, "Club to club agreement not done yet." Ornstein does not deal with agents. Ornstein is the type of player that deals with football clubs. That's why, if you want me to go further, because I'm not talking conspiracies here, I'm going based off of facts. That's why when Ornstein was on the overlap, he defended Fenway Sports Group because he has to. And Ornstein last summer, when Liverpool signed no one, in the middle of a transfer window, put out an article praising Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. These things are not conspiracies because Ornstein deals with the club. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said before in interviews, I've seen it with my own eyes. He said agents have come to him and told him to put out transfer news about them wanting to leave, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, is he gone?
So no, he'll be back, I guess. Look, a couple of things. For starters, I don't know why the audience is going mad saying that I'm rattled. I genuinely am not. I've actually said Liverpool are winning the league without Isak, without even Rodrigo. I think your team is better than every other team in the league, and I think you are winning the league anyway. So it's a bit weird that I'm saying Liverpool will win the league, but I'm also rattled they're getting Isak. It's so stupid. Secondly, to answer your thing, Joe, you're saying imagine if they reported that way because the Newcastle fans will go crazy. But then if that happens anyways, they'll go crazy regardless. If they lose Isak and get Ekitike, they're going to go mad anyways. And if you speak to Newcastle fans, they believe they're getting Ekitike while keeping Isak. We had Philip yesterday on Mo's channel, who said they are planning to do that. And that is their intention. And they don't actually need the money, at least not this summer. And I'm also saying, by the way, I'm not saying Isak will not leave for sure. I personally don't think he will leave. I think he will stay this summer. But I'm not saying he cannot go to Liverpool. If he does leave, obviously it will be Liverpool. That is a possibility. I'm just talking about what do Newcastle want to do. That's where I'm disagreeing with Hussam. I'm saying Newcastle, in my opinion, are trying to get Ekitike and keep Isak for this season. Not maybe, of course, not in the next 2-3 years, because financially it might not be possible. But I'm saying what they are trying to do is this. If that's what's going to happen, of course not. I personally don't think it'll happen. I think they will keep Isak and they will miss out on Ekitike. or they will get Ekitike, and next summer 100% they're losing Isak. That's what I'm saying. That this is what they want to do. What's going to happen? Obviously,
you don't need to keep mentioning that Liverpool will win the league. We know we're going to win the league. You employ Mikel Arteta. Number two, when it comes to this conversation, the issue that I have is you keep saying stuff that no one is talking about. No one's talking about next summer here. There's a reason why when Joe first asked, what if Ekitike comes in and bangs and you don't get Isak next summer? Couldn't give a flying fuck. If Ekitike comes in and we win the Premier League and the FA Cup or the Premier League and the Carabao, whatever it is, we do the double or we win the Prem and the Champs, I wouldn't care because it means that Liverpool have had a successful season. So it doesn't matter to me personally. And the thing is, yeah, once even the Guardian is just tweeting what I've been saying. The thing, my logic from the beginning was last week they won't exist at the same club, and that's it. And I think it's impossible for them to both end up at Newcastle because they will not change the way that they play football, and Ekitike is not going to join Newcastle to share minutes or play second fiddle to Alexander Isak. And that was the argument that got you all angry last week.
That wasn't. My argument was, what do Newcastle want? You said Newcastle don't want to get Ekitike.
Yes, I believe Newcastle. I completely believe Ekitike is looked at as the Isak replacement, not to play alongside him, because Newcastle has a lot of work to do. The problem is people keep looking at Newcastle's ceiling. Like, oh, by the way, Newcastle have got Bruno Guimaraes and Isak and Gordon. Okay, but they also have the likes of Joe Willock. The reason why Newcastle the first time did not remain a Champions League football club, and that's the sign of a successful institution, is the fact that they did not strengthen their squad overall. The problem is with Newcastle now is there's a reason why they bought Elanga, despite the fact that they've got Anthony Gordon, Jacob Murphy, Harvey Barnes. There's a reason why they're looking at players to be backups in midfield. They need center backs. They need a new goalkeeper. Is because they're looking at players that make their floor bigger. Like they heighten their floor, because it's not about the ceiling. People keep talking about Isak. Yeah, that's amazing. But the problem is they've got a lot of D-, C+ players. Sean Longstaff, with all due respect, just joined Leeds. Sean Longstaff did not go and join even a Crystal Palace or even a club like a Villarreal, Valencia. Like, the guy went to Leeds United. Like, that's the level of his quality. Joe actually would tell you this himself. He watched his football club be in contention for Champions League and be in that, like, doing that whole thing. You know, they got a semi-final of a Champions League. But the reason why they didn't continue in it is a different reason for why they got there to begin with. Newcastle can qualify for the Champions League. They've done it before. We've seen football clubs qualify for the Champions League. We've seen it with our very own eyes. Staying in it is by you having a squad capable of doing this. Because Newcastle next season is going to have Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. Last time, they beat PSG by 5 goals, but they ran out of steam. They didn't have the team capable of playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. And on top of all this, what makes your argument crazy is you're telling me they're going to do all this with a 4-4-2. Come on now. Objectively, logically, it makes no sense. That's what I'm saying.
Look, I do think I think Isak will leave this summer if you guys put in a mad bid, and I said that earlier. I think 150. I don't think you guys would put in that bid this summer, which is why I'm saying you'll get him next summer. In my opinion, if Newcastle are serious about not being a big club, but competing and challenging for the league consistently, I generally think losing Isak is not the way to go. I think it sets them 2-3 years back, no matter who they get. We've seen many clubs lose their big player and then struggle to replace those kind of players for a few years. And if you're asking me what I think Newcastle want, I think they want to get Ekitike and play him alongside Isak for a year and then lose Isak next year, because they'll have to lose him then. What I think will happen, however, is I think Ekitike will end up joining Liverpool. And I think Newcastle will just keep Isak and pivot to someone else next year.
If we sign Ekitike, it means we're going to get Rodrigo. So overall, it might be worse for you anyway. So
I think you can get. I think if you're serious about getting Rodrigo, I genuinely think that there's a very good chance. You say it's over
actually,
for us.
Actually, the Brazilian reporters and the Spanish reporters report that Liverpool are even ahead of Arsenal for this Rodrigo thing. So we will see how the dominoes fall. But anyway, let me just read these super chats before we do move on to talk about Arsenal. You get me? Big up Ekitike, £100 million Callum Wilson replacement. Big up to Tanya, who says, what a performance from Cold Palmer. Just like your football player, you disappeared from the chat for a period of 3 months, and now that you're back, that he scored 2 goals. Listen, I respect people who ride out even when their player plays like shit. Don't just appear when he has good games, brother. That's how I know you're a fraud. This sounds like a whole lot of copium. It does. Arsenal defend with 4-4-2.
Liverpool
Havertz and Odegaard up top. Arsenal do not defend with a 4-4-2. That's bullshit. Arsenal defend with Havertz dropping in to even give them extra defensive.
No. The press is Odegaard and Havertz. When we were playing Jesus, the press was Havertz and Jesus. But to be honest, we should never be playing that position.
Yeah, but you don't defend in a 4-4-2. This is not true.
Bro, we defend with like 10-0. Like our whole
literally the
behind
whole team
ball, so
defends. So
it's not that. But Brighton play a 4-4-2 and defend that way as well. But I mean,
yeah. Big up to Pal, who says, we need to move quick. Newcastle seem confident to get Hugo. What if they play a long and last moment say no to Isak to us? We just lost our 2 options. But that's not what's going to happen. We're going to attempt to sign Isak and we're going to demand answers. That's what Ben Jacobs tweeted. And that's what I told you as well from fucking like a week ago and 3 days ago and 4 days ago. Before this whole Ornstein thing happened, I came out and I told you these things. If we could just get a straight... And this is the thing that people are not understanding. If we went to Newcastle and Isak just said no, why would all this be happening? Are we just all wasting our time here? Why would this all be happening then? We could have just said Isak could have just said no. But Fabrizio came out yesterday and said that like Isak left the door open, so he's obviously tempted by the move. If he says no, we're gonna get Ekitike. Don't worry. Big up to Jeff Foster, thank you. Big fan here. Bring on the Champions League and the Premier League next season. Facts. The Ekitike prop missed 2 more chances than who's NJ?
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, but with Ekitike...
By the way, I don't think he's that good of a striker. I don't know why you...
yeah, but I'm not propping his finishing. I think he has the fundamentals. The difference between the likes of Nunes, Sesko, and Ekitike, I can bank on Ekitike improving his finishing because he has all the fundamentals. The problem is, I don't think Nunes and Sesko are fundamentally sound players. That's why I
think Nunes has good fundamentals. He's just disgusting at finishing.
Habibi,
in front of goal, he was crazy.
Every Nunes first touch is a big chance created. Allow it, brother. Big up to J Finn, who says, guys, Hussama is right. All must no big team play a 2-man midfield in today's game. It's so hard to believe that Isak may be a Liverpool player next season. The thing is, the only example is Brighton, and even then they've got the likes of João Pedro dropping back. And there's a reason why Brighton concede a shitload of goals too, because they get counter-attacked to smithereens, which we've all
because
of our
they
clubs,
have a shit defense.
All our clubs counter-attack the shit out of Brighton.
Because they have a shit defense. It's not the same.
Big up to Jeff Foster, who says everyone just saying what they want to happen. I do believe it at this point in time, by the way. I do believe it. Big up to you, Jeff. Big up to Tampoline, who says rivals are just spiraling at the thought of Isak. Bro, the cope has been mad. It's been mad cope, honestly.
I think Liverpool fans are in such crazy copium because literally when everyone in the world is saying Liverpool are going to win the league next season, but we don't think they'll get Isak this summer. Oh, you hate Liverpool, the copium, you don't like us. It's all... Yeah, but I think you'll win the league next season, even without Isak. No, but you don't like us. You copy... Bro, you guys get out of your asses, bro. My God.
You said Premier League champions are going to be at the same club.
Premier League champions. Act like it. You're Premier League champions. You have the best player, the best 10, the best...
You ain't won the league in 20 years. Big up to Jacobos.
It's an embarrassment. Absolutely embarrassment.
Oh, how funny is that when Newcastle...
I'm the wrong Arsenal fan, by the way.
Come out and said Gordon isn't for sale. That's somehow completely different to Isak and we're signing Gordon. Yeah, I do think people are keeping the different tendency for this Gordon thing. Like, Gordon literally just signed a contract as well. Like, he just signed an extension this season. So that's the thing for me with this Gordon situation. You lot are boiling my blood. If Newcastle brief Ornstein that Ekitike is the Isak replacement, then Frankfurt are going to drive the price up. That's another thing as well, because when Ornstein does...
argument.
Ornstein does deal with football. It's not a stupid argument. Ornstein deals with football clubs.
It is stupid because so many players, so many clubs are about to lose a big player and they end up... Dortmund, for example, when they lost Aubameyang, were they worried about the news will leak when they lost Haaland?
If Frankfurt find out that Newcastle are going to get 120 million for Isak, they'll ask more money for Ekitike. How's that?
Yeah, Habibi, but then that happens to every single club that's about to lose a big player. Like, what does that mean? By that logic, when Brentford found out that Partey is leaving, they would have said, oh, you were about to pay 26 million in 2 years. We need at least 15 million, at least 20 million, at least 25 million. What are you on about, bro? Like, that's not how it always works.
MK Mas, I agree with you anyway. Big up to Giniesta, who says, was Pedro going to be Isak's replacement? The logic. Actually, the Pedro thing
Pedro can play as a 10.
Yeah, Pedro can play as a 10. And also on top of this, the thing that debunks this whole thing is, Joao Pedro is someone who is a different like type of player as well to Ekitike.
How?
Like I think Joao Pedro, I've always referred to Joao Pedro as the Firmino region. I've been doing Joao Pedro prop because I really like him. Like I think his finishing is a bit off, but like he's Firmino 2.0 literally. That's the thing
How
that
is he-
separates Joao Pedro.
How is he different from Ekitike? Because you
Joao
said
Pedro is
Ekitike has
better. Joao Pedro is not just fundamentally sound. Joao Pedro is an unbelievable passer of the football. Joao Pedro is a very good dribbler of the football. Joao Pedro is very smart at creating spaces for the players next to him. When Chelsea
So when
signed
you said
Joao
Ekitike
Pedro,
is the fundamentals, what did you mean? What
at the start of the
fundamentals
window,
did
before anything, I said I want Liverpool to sign Joao Pedro. That's how highly I rate him. I rate him very highly.
Yeah, but you said Ekitike has fundamentals. What fundamentals then?
Yeah,
were you
but he
talking
has
about if it's not
fundamentals,
on-
meaning he has a good first touch, good pass on him. But Pedro's next level.
I think as well, like to say, oh, so are we going to say Pedro's going to be Isak's replacement that way? In a year's time, after a season at Chelsea, let's see if we're being so like downplay on what Pedro would have done at Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Because you can already see at Chelsea what he's done in the Club World Cup. I think he'll have an amazing season, to be fair. And we'll all be going, wow. You know,
I agree.
I would have loved him at Arsenal. He's an amazing player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Liverpool and journalists said the same thing when we were signing Suarez. Torres was going to leave anyway. From that money, we got Suarez and Carroll. We did when we sold Fernando Torres 50 million. We went and bought Suarez and Andy Carroll. Big up to West Coast LFC, who says, what's hard to understand? Newcastle wouldn't want to say they're replacing Isak because then Eintracht Frankfurt would want a higher fee for Ekitike.
I'm curious. Can someone outside Liverpool fans give us their opinion? We've heard from Joe. Fair enough. Wolfie apparently only gaslights. Apparently, I gaslight, even though I really don't try to. Maybe
Ashraf, deep this.
Because only Liverpool fans seem butthurt about us having a different opinion.
Okay,
I'm actually curious. Chelsea fans,
fans,
United
Ashraf,
fans, can you guys tell us
the
what
one
you
that
feel?
agrees with you is Wolfie.
So what? Wait, guys. Should we do this? Hassam, really? You'll get embarrassed.
That's all I'm saying.
You wanna do this? You'll get embarrassed. I can say the next
same
sentence.
man that said Forest will finish above Arsenal. Just so you know.
Hassam, should I say something and you'll get embarrassed?
What?
2 weeks ago, it was also me and Wolfie who pressed you on the Thomas Partey and Gay, and Hussam at the end of the show admitted you guys were right, I was wrong. So what does that have to do with Wolfie?
Yeah, but that's a different debate than today's.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a different debate. Okay. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
Yeah. Big up to Jayfin says, I don't think Newcastle is in a strong enough financial position with the European Premier League to spend 80-90 million on one player plus more signings and then don't sell. Yeah, that's why. Like, how much did they get for Longstaff? Was it 12 million?
12 rising to 15, yeah.
12 rising to 15, yeah. The problem is,
I think they can sell Willock, they can sell Barnes.
Yeah, but all these players won't get them enough money. That's the thing. Like, and
they
the
can't
Forbes,
they can't because of the homegrown quota in Europe as well. That there was talk that they wouldn't sell Longstaff, so they'll keep Willock, they'll keep them sort of players because they've got to, man.
That's and Longstaff is pure profit, no? Because is he their academy?
Yeah.
Isn't he their
academy?
Yeah, so that's pure profit for them. And also, don't forget, Forbes reported this a month ago that they have 150 million to spend while keeping Isak. This is like before any Isak thing came up. So if they have 150 million to spend without selling anyone,
55 on Elanga just now.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying if they have 150 without selling anyone, if they just generate 50,
quick math, that's already 125.
One sec, Habibi. If they have 150 million to spend without selling anyone, that means just by selling 50 million, they'll have 200 million to spend. They've already spent 55 million on, what's his name, Elanga. They've already, let's say they get Ekitike for 70, 80 million. I don't know if they will. That's still another 70 million to spend if they make another 40, 50 million in sales. They've already done 15 from Longstaff. They can sell Willock and one more player for like 30 million. But I don't think Ekitike goes there anyways.
Honestly, guys, if Isak just signs for Liverpool, I'm gonna drag my nuts across the whole YouTube. I'm telling you right now. Anyway,
and if he doesn't, yeah, you said the tank top.
If he doesn't get Ekitike, I'm happy as well. So I'm in a win-win situation.
I think but what Liverpool are doing, you know, like it's mad. Like it's even bigger than the whole. It feels like it's a bigger shift than the whole. Van Dijk and Alisson summer, you know what I mean? Like they've been quiet for a bit, powder dry. I would have never bet if they did get Isak that they would spend what they've spent, and fair play. Like it's
Yeah, I wouldn't have bet it either at the start of
No.
the window. We're
No.
moving mad. I don't know what's going on. but
crazy, man.
Do you trust
know?
your FSG now?
Whatever Linda's doing, he got me. Big up. Ashraf, you're moving like the people that whenever Havertz scores one goal, they go like, "Oh, are you gonna apologize?" to Havertz?"
No, guys, I'm being honest. I think everyone should have criticized FSG. They've been horrendous owners the last couple of years. I agree with that, but you cannot deny that they are. I'm not going to say they're making amends, but they're moving correct. Over the last, this is the third summer. So the last 3 summers, in 2 of the last 3 summers, they have done fantastic business. So it is good that you guys finally have people who are making the right choices. And I think this
Big up
way you will
Linda,
last even
whatever
after
she's
Salah leaves, to be honest.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
Linda, whoever it is, to be
Big
honest.
up Linda. Listen, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Please, every single one of you guys, please hit the like button, subscribe. Also, we're going to move on now to talk about Arsenal, Gyokeres, these type of situations. You get me? Imagine if Wolfie was here, he would have turned on you immediately in the Arsenal section. Fucking fraud, Wolfie.
I wanted Wolfie to be here so we can ask him what happened to Bakayoko. He was laughing at me when the Madueke news came out. Even I am getting a better right winger than you guys. Well, now he's apparently signing for Leipzig. So what happened? Well, anyways, he's gone now. There's no point.
Yeah, and it was 24 million. So it's half the price of Madueke.
Less than half. Yeah.
Even worse. Even worse.
Even worse.
Anyway, tell me your thoughts on this Arsenal situation.
What situation? Gyokeres.
Generally,
fantastic.
Gyokeres, Rodrigo, Eze, apparently today Chelsea are looking to hijack a lot of
Yeah.
situations.
So Eze is one case where I think we can easily get him if we really are serious and put a bid. Because he's from our academy. Apparently, if you believe reports, he wants Arsenal. He likes Arsenal. I think he was asked in an interview. Was this a year ago? I saw that interview where he was asked about some things he regrets, or I don't know, and he said he regrets that he didn't make it at Arsenal. So I can't remember what the exact quote was, so don't quote me. But it was something around that line. So I think we can definitely get him. I would have loved to get Eze as a midfielder to push Odegaard, to compete with Odegaard, to start many games as well over there. But to get him as a left winger, I don't think it's the best move. Is he better than what we have right now? Yeah, maybe Martinelli and Trossard, but that's not an upgrade enough for us to win the league, because every signing we make, in my opinion, has to be a signing that is aimed at winning the league, or the Champions League, especially the league, because the league is something that we should be doing right now. So yeah, it's not that exciting as a left winger, but he is a very, very good player. I do think we will get him. I'm not gonna lie. If we're not serious about Rodrigo, I think we will be getting Eze. Gyokeres is a fantastic signing. I know people will be like, he's only done it in the Portuguese league, and all that kind of stuff. But I think he'll translate at least 60 or 70% of his output to the Premier League. Hopefully he does. But yeah, for me, what I would do is, if it is only Gyokeres, Eze, or Rodrigo. Yeah, if it's only, I wish we got Isak, bro. If it's only Rodrigo or Eze,
I know that this is where it comes from.
I would genuinely
the mere
wait.
thought of Isak joining another Premier League club, not Arsenal.
Wallahi al-azim, wallahi al-azim. By the way, if you ask me for my
definitely
honest opinion, wallahi, Isak, I mean, I've always been honest with these opinions, but I think if Isak waits a year, I genuinely think he can join Barcelona. Because I don't think they keep Lewandowski for so long.
Problem with
and I think
Barcelona is they keep rejecting the opportunity, like the La Liga itself keep rejecting the opportunity of making them sign players.
Yeah, true. But imagine they've won the treble or domestic treble last season. This year, they're very strong candidates.
Yeah, but they
to win.
couldn't
If
even sign Nico Williams. 50 million euros. They couldn't get it over the line.
Yeah, I know. But by next year, they might have the money then with some players gone. Lewandowski's wages will be gone, blah, blah. Anyways, back to the topic. If it was me, I would wait and get Rodrigo over Eze. Like 100%. I would have a talk with Rodrigo and his agent, understand what's happening with Real Madrid and if they want to keep him or not. And if he wants to leave, I'd put Eze in the back burner and just go all in for Rodrigo, put whatever money they need, convince them of the project and get him through. And if that's not possible, then honestly, Eze is not even my second or third option as a left winger. I'm not going to lie.
Do you still think you do that even though you've signed Madueke then?
Yeah, because I think Eze is not coming in to be a 10. I think it's coming in to be a left winger. So if we're anyways getting a left winger, might as well go for the best out there.
Fair.
The best available, not the best winger out there. But if we don't get Rodrigo, if he's not available, I would much rather we pivot to Liao, to Lookman, to someone who's an actual left winger who likes to play as a left winger and
I
who
think
can
Eze
do
is
that kind
better
of
than
damage.
Lookman. I think Eze is better than Lookman.
Maybe. I do like Lookman. Maybe even if you say it's better, but I still think Liao and Rodrigo are both better than him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So for
What
me,
do you
we
think
should
of
be
the
going for
reports that Madueke is going to be the starting left winger?
It's scary, bro. It's a nightmare. Wallah, it's scary. And I do believe them because
Elaborate.
generally we don't. It's what I told you earlier. I don't think your club or my club or any club in England outside City would spend 50, 60 million on a player and keep them on the bench. And that's what worries me. I am worried that he ends up getting someone like Madueke and saying, you know what, maybe I can play him on the left wing and play Saka, and then I can rotate accordingly, which, yeah, for me, it's just scary. And this is where I had arguments with Arsenal fans. And I know Waneri wants to play more games centrally. I get that. And he should hopefully get some opportunity to play as a 10 in some games here and there. For me personally, I think he's a better winger than he's a 10, at least right now. Because as a 10, I don't think he has that through ball in him and that creativity. But as a winger, he does traditional winger things. Like he takes on his man. By the way, people talk about Madueke as a dribbling demon. Waneri averages like way more dribbles per game with a higher success rate. I think he's a better dribbler than Madueke. He has this amazing ability to cut in and curl from outside the box, which is something a lot of wingers need in their arsenal. So I would have rather had Waneri play more games as a right winger than have Madueke there. So it is scary that he could even play left wing. And by the way, both our wingers currently, Trossard and Martinelli, in my opinion, are much better than Madueke as left wingers. And that says a lot.
I've seen you do Arteta prop before, Joe. What do you think of their current situation right now?
It's not looking good for him, is it? It's not looking good for Arteta. I know the whole spray painting over his murals and that for me was it's wild. I do think it's entitled over signing a player. I don't know, especially when you haven't actually given him an opportunity. I understand why people were frustrated and annoyed, but bloody signing petitions. I mean, what's it done? Nothing. The player's still signed and probably feels shit about it. I know when he pulls on the shirt, they'll obviously back him, but I just think, look, Arteta has to win this season. He has to be serious about winning. I have thought he's done a good job taking them from when he first came in, but we're at a stage now, Sam, where he has to win something. Yeah, so this will be his final season, I think. So unless, of course, he wins something big, and when I say big, he probably has to win the Premier League or the Champions League, right? Like, nothing else will go because he's already done the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup's probably not going to fly for a lot of Arsenal fans if they were to just win that. And I think as well, like with City having such a drop off, at the end of the day, Arne Slot came to the Premier League in his first season and bossed it, and that really shouldn't have happened. Really, I think as mad as this might sound, and maybe Ashraf can tell me different, they've gone backwards a little bit. And what I mean by that is I was more excited by the Arsenal that I saw that finished second for the first time, that shocked us all.
I agree.
The Arsenal that we see now that seems to be going more defensive and playing set pieces and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Yes, you make your little increment gains, but when they sort of like surprised us all, now it seems a little bit more rigid, and obviously he just loves bloody buying defenders as well, doesn't he? So is Mosquera coming in as well? I'm not sure what's happening there.
Yeah,
I know you've probably got to get rid of some bodies as well, but yeah, he's got to win something this year, and it has to be Premier League or Champions League, I think.
Yeah, look, I want him gone. I think he should have won something last year, or not even won, at least progressed and done better. But I think the regression in the league was tremendous for me. I agree with both of you guys. That 22-23 season, we looked fantastic. It was our first season challenging, yes, but we were electric. And look, I'm not against the other stuff that's happened, meaning shoring up the defense, getting better at set pieces. I like that. I think the 23-24 season for me was the best balance, especially the second half, where we were incredible defensively, scoring set pieces, but also killing teams and attack and scoring, hitting 5s and 6s on some teams. So I think that was a good balance. And for me, what's different from that period and last season is, and this might trigger like Arteta sexuals, I think there's just a lot of like fear when he manages certain games. I don't think there's enough bravery or risk taking, because that 22-23 season, I remember the way we pressed teams and choked them in and committed players forward to try and score, and we hit teams on the transition, and I didn't see that enough last season. So one thing he has to do this year, no matter who he signs, even if we get Rodrigo and Gyokeres and Eze, which obviously is not going to happen, but let's say we do get them, I just want to see him play a lot more attacking football. We already have a very good defense. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice and Supermendi ahead of them. We have a good backbone. We have, in my opinion, the second best keeper in the league. And because of that, I feel because we have such a good backbone defensively, we shouldn't be worried about facing some counterattacks and facing some transitions. We need to be a bit braver. The way Liverpool play, the way City play when they were winning leagues, the way they were playing, we need to attack a lot more and commit. And if we do that, we'll have a better chance of winning this league. But for starters, let's get our players through the door.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for this Eze to Chelsea thing, but the problem is with Chelsea is you can never like deny the Chelsea hijack. Like they'll find a way to
They're good at that. They've got pull.
Yeah, I've been a victim of this whole thing.
Do you think, boys? Sorry, I've not seen much YouTube since they won the Club World Cup. Is the general consensus that they could challenge for the title? Like, where's people's heads with that?
I think they can challenge. I don't think they'll win it. And I don't think they should expect to win it, because then they just put unnecessary pressure on their team. But I definitely think they can challenge. They've got a very, very good team. One of the best midfields in the league. I don't think it's the best. I still think Liverpool's is the best midfield in the league. But they've got a very good midfield. They've got a very good attack, or at least a decent attack. So they just need to make sure they get one or two defenders. And probably another keeper, but I do think they should challenge. I think they'll do better in the knockout competitions, by the way, than they would in the league. At least this coming
What
season.
do you think happens with Jackson? Because I think he'll be sold.
Yeah, I don't see them keeping Pedro and Delap and Jackson unless they move Jackson to the left wing. I don't know if they'll do that though, like because he's played left wing before for Villarreal.
Do you think they get Garnacho as well? Do you think they get Garnacho? Obviously, they wanted him in January, didn't they?
I mean, one player I think they'll actually go in hard for is Rodrigo, funny enough.
Yeah. Because
if they are looking to get a proper left winger to start, and if Gittins is not their main starter, then why wouldn't they go for one of the best available? So I feel like they might push for Rodrigo, but if they have some other name, I'm not sure. But they should get a winger for sure. I think right they're covered, because Palmer can play there, Neto can play there, Gittins can play there as well. If
the new guy as well, is it Estevao?
Estevao hype.
I think they need to get a proper left winger who's ready to like bank in goals now. So Rodrigo for them also would make a lot of sense.
You don't think they should get a random youngster?
Who? Oh,
they should sell a random youngster, help them.
And that's the funny thing. If Eze comes in, where are they planning to play him? So I'm assuming left wing.
Left wing. There's no better left winger at Chelsea than Eze. Simple as.
Yeah.
There is none. Like it's not even a competition. Like there is nothing even to even say. Like who's playing left wing for them? Pedro Neto. They're all garbage anyway.
I don't rate Pedro Neto. I think he's overrated, man. He's that a wild take.
I agree. No, that's not a wild take. Why is it a wild take?
Yeah.
He is overrated.
Yeah,
you agree he's overrated, Ashraf?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, people will laugh at this and say this guy watches footballs through spreadsheets. I think it's ridiculous to say any winger is a good winger if you don't have good stats, because your main bread and butter as a winger is to score goals and create chances. I'm not even going to say assists, because sometimes you can lay it on a plate and your striker misses, so it's not your fault. As a winger, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't score and create chances, then you're not good. Just because you're doing nutmegs and skills and rainbow flicks, that doesn't mean you're good. The reason what separates our Ronaldinho from JJ Okocha isn't the fact that JJ Okocha was a shitty dribbler. It's the fact that Ronaldinho had great stats,
Ronaldinho
great
from
goals,
JJ Okocha.
and great. Yeah, but if you remember at the time, Hassam, and Joe as well, if you were watching then as well, Okocha was an elite dribbler. Nobody thought Okocha was a bad. He was a fantastic dribbler, but he didn't have numbers the way Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho would entertain and dribble, but he would score big goals. He would assist. Like there are seasons where he had like almost 30 GAs.
Were they in the same PSG side then?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was before he left to Barca. I think they played a little bit. I'm not slandering Okocha. I love Okocha. He's obviously the uncle of one of our former players, Wolfie, but I like Okocha a lot. I'm just saying there's a difference between him and Ronaldinho. If Ronaldinho's numbers were similar to Okocha, nobody would be talking about him the same way. You cannot be a good winger and have shitty stats. Otherwise, you're Alan Saint-Maximin then. Might as well. Or Bolassi. Fabrizio Newport.
Didn't wait something new. Hold this right here. Fabrizio, when we check my phone.
That's a Liverpool fan though.
I think that Arsenal are just in such a pressure cooker situation. Every game next season is going to be like
from
the beginning. You know, Joe, all it's going to take is like 1-1 Man United and the whole fan base is in meltdown. Literally. By the way, match week 1. Literally match week 1. It's such a pressure, like we have to win type situation where it's just like unfathomable if they don't win. Like that's how bad it is right now with Arsenal, in my opinion. I think they're in a position where they have to win so bad that they are absolutely completely screwed from game week 1 if they get a bad result. Sorry. I think they don't even have time. They have no time for patience. They have no time to wait. They have no time for shit right now. They need to win, and they need to win quick, and they need to be winning from the start. And if they're not winning, then it's just gonna be Ashraf does have a YouTube channel, it's in the description. But then if they don't win, it's just such a horrendous situation, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's my thing. I think just they're just in such a pressure cooker. Do you agree with my pressure cooker take, Ashraf?
Look, I from a fan's perspective, yes. I don't know if the board look at it that way. That's my concern. My concern is if we finish top 4 next season, they might not pull the plug. And this is one thing I'll say as well. We all said Berta's going to be the difference. I'm not going to call them Arteta sexuals because some people get triggered, I guess, even though it was more of a joke. But the Arteta defendants will say that, well, this year, why is it different from all the other years? Because we have Berta. And for me, the Madueke thing, by the way, is a red flag for one or two reasons. Either Berta did not want Madueke, because, by the way, I don't know if you read the report today that Arteta actually was the one who wanted Madueke. And
they're doubling down now that Arteta wanted Madueke. By the way, guys, we have 1,500 people here. Let's get 500 likes. Go ahead, Ashraf.
So either Berta didn't want Madueke, right? And did not stop the deal from happening, which for me is a red flag, which means nothing's changed. It's like another Edu. Or Berta also was in line or was also in agreement with Arteta on the Madueke deal, which is also another red flag. That means, as a sporting director, what the hell are you doing with like your scouting? Like, how bad is your scouting? Then? So yeah, it is. I think there is going to be pressure from the fans for sure. I think all the fans who are defending Arteta will, in a year's time, if we don't win anything, will probably start leaning more and more towards he needs to go. But I just don't think the club will see it in the exact same way. That's my.
When
my
you
concern.
say you don't think the club will see it in a certain way, what way do you mean?
I don't think they will think it's time for him to leave. I think even if we finish top 4 next season, they will say, okay, what do we need to do different then? I think they will have like a limit where they'll say, listen, yeah, now it's definitely time for you to go. But I don't think it's us finishing top 4 this season. I think us finishing top 4 this season will still make them go like, yeah, you know what, we can still go again. That's my concern. But the fans, I agree with you. Yeah, the fans will go crazy.
You say the problem is, here's the thing, right? You say Liverpool will win the league, right? I agree with that take. I do believe Liverpool will win the league. Okay.
Yeah.
My thing with this whole situation is, if you think Liverpool are going to win, okay, so do you think you have a chance of winning the Champions League then?
We have a chance, but I don't think we're
How
favorite,
likely
second,
do you
third,
think?
fourth. I think we're top 5. I don't think we're first. I think we're 5th. I'd say.
What, fifth? So who's the 4 ahead of you?
Barcelona, Liverpool, PSG, and
City.
I no, I don't think City. Not next season. I think they have more chance of winning the league next season than the Champions League.
City are ahead
and
of
I-
Arsenal in terms of Champions League success. 100%.
No, I don't. No, I'm saying for chances next season. Why? Like they got slapped up by Madrid, and we slapped up Madrid. Why would you say they're better than us next season? Unless they do something drastic in this coming 1 month, then I'll change my mind. And I
Yeah.
think they have a better chance of winning the league than us because winning the league, like Pep is an absolute master at it. He's only lost 3 or 4 league titles his entire managerial career. So I think he can get them to do something in the league. But Champions League, unless they get a very, very good defense, I don't think they have a better chance than us. The other 4th team for me, Hussam, is Real Madrid. I know they've had a horrendous, probably one of their worst ever seasons last season, but it's still Real Madrid. Like it's very difficult to say they're not ahead of us, no matter what.
Netweed, I just want to say, sorry, Netweed, this is not Igal, by the way. Ashraf is Arteta out. I don't know why
I
you
don't know,
like.
and he
Ashraf
knows
is
this because he comes
anti-Arteta, brother.
for a pod as well. So I want Arteta out too. So I don't know what
Yeah.
you're trying to say.
Are you talking about the Madueke? Do you think this is an Arteta signing, Ashraf?
Madueke 100. I mean, again, I thought it was Madueke even before. Sorry, I thought it was Arteta signing before the reports came out. Just because I don't know, it just felt like an Arteta signing to say this is the kind of winger from Chelsea that would work. But then when the reports started coming out saying that Arteta is the one who pushed him, Arteta apparently spoke to the player, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, then it must be an Arteta signing. And today the report confirmed that Arteta was the one pushing for this deal. So it's clearly an Arteta signing. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. Because someone
Joe,
mentioned it
can you
earlier.
make any logic of this Madueke signing? Or shall we just put the fries in the bag and give up?
Yeah, I'm not. Don't know. He can play on both sides, right?
Yes.
Backups, I don't know. Like what happens on the left? Obviously, you've got Martinelli playing there, who, by the way, has also gone massively backwards. You're still searching for a backup for Saka. Is Wanyeri that? I'm not sure. I don't know what happens with Ethan Wanyeri. I'd be good if I'm Leeds. I'm saying give us a loan for a season, man.
But wouldn't that be Madueke the backup for Saka?
Well, yeah, even so, yeah, like Madueke, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. I don't. And I guess the question was, what's the logic behind it, other than backup?
Yeah.
It's wild. I think and I think the price is wild because he was bought for 28. I don't know what he's done that's meant he's now 50 odd. It's mad. But if Arsenal were serious, they'd have got Rodrigo. Do you know what I mean? That's where my head's at. They'd have got Rodrigo. But instead they're messing about with Madueke, who obviously Chelsea don't deem good enough. And this is what I'm saying about Arteta has to get it right. If you know, if Chelsea finish above Arsenal next season, it's just game over, isn't it? I think that's, you know, not a big possibility, but it'd be game over, man, if that happens. I don't understand the signing. I don't, if I'm honest. But listen, he might bang. Who knows?
I don't think he would bang, honestly. There's no logic or evidence to show that he would bang, in my opinion. I think there's a bigger chance he's another Sterling, obviously much more expensive Sterling, then he would be like an absolute gem that works for us. Because I don't think he does anything close to what Saka does. I think Waneri in that same position can do a lot better than him. And for me, the reason why I think it's a bad move is if we go get Rodrigo, Gyokeres, and Eze right now, people will probably say, who gives a shit, right? Like, I can still argue that still signing him is bad because we could have used that 50 million to go get a better DM than Norgard. But in the grand scheme of things, fair enough. We got all the other players. We have a fantastic starting 11, fantastic squad. Great, amazing. But my concern, and I think most Arsenal fans, no matter where they are in the spectrum, will probably agree that we're probably not getting Eze and Rodrigo, right? If we do, amazing, right? Because I think we'll only get one of them, my logic then becomes, let's say we only sign Eze. right? And that's it. And the window ends. Obviously, Gyokeres and Eze. Then my pushback would be, why did you not take that 50 million, add another 30, maybe by selling Zinchenko and stuff, and go get Rodrigo? Let Eze compete with Odegaard. Let Waneri compete with Saka, and also play in the middle when needed here and there by squad rotation. And let Rodrigo compete with Trossard or Martinelli, whoever stays.
Exactly. Them. And like you've got the likes of Lokongo, Fabio Vieira. These will be sold, right? People will buy them, right? So you've got what's the youngster? I forget his name now off the top of my head. But these lads will be sold this summer. So yeah, that's why I do not think you go for Rodrigo, because you've just shelled out 50 odd million on a player that can play in his position or can play either side. It just, like you said, what if you were serious, then you'd have just held that money back and then push the boat out that little bit more. Do you worry, Ashraf, that if you get Gyokeres, that's you's done? Zubi, Ashraf, I said Ashraf. Zubi, obviously, Madueke, Gyokeres, and Mosquera. Would that be used done?
And Norgard. Yeah, there is a chance. There is a chance. I think if we don't, because obviously Sam and Mo said this before, and I think it's true. Like Arteta has shown in the past that if he has a certain target and he doesn't get that target, a lot of times he doesn't pivot to a second option. He ends up saying, "Oh, my first option is not there. I'm done. I'll do with what I have right now." So there is a scenario where we get Gyokeres and end it. I do think we will make a move for Eze. Whether we get him or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, it is a bit annoying because, you know, the funny thing is they told us have goosebumps about this transfer, and there are good things that have happened with this transfer for sure, with Zubimendi, with Gyokeres. But when we end up releasing Tomiyasu, who was on 150k or how much ever he was per week, I think Zinchenko is leaving as well. Tierney's gone. Jorginho's gone. We even said we don't want to give Partey his contract because we want to save that money and all that kind of stuff. So if you end up doing all of that, doesn't it logically make sense that you end up going big this window? And I know we went big with Gyokeres, which is great, even though we were haggling for so long there. But when I say big, I mean, like, why should we say only Eze and Gyokeres or Rodrigo and Gyokeres? Why not get all three? Right? Why not get all three?
Now you're asking for too much.
How am I asking for too much? What do you mean? I'm literally saying replace Madueke. I'm literally saying replace Madueke with Eze. That's it.
Yeah, but then
that's what I'm saying.
Considering how much you spent over this last 3 summers.
Hussam, question: are we? Do you think we're getting Eze?
Do I think you're getting Eze? To be honest, yes.
Okay. And Gyokeres is in, right? It's obvious. I know it's not been announced, but it's pretty much done, right?
Actually, you want to know something? I kind of fell for a little bit, maybe like what the people say, but now I consider Gyokeres done too.
Okay, so Gyokeres is done. Some things we're getting Eze, which I think if we make a bid for him, I think we will get him.
But here's the difference. I think that's it now. Khalas. If you sign Eze,
but
done.
But that's my point, Hussam. We got Gyokeres, we got Eze. I'm saying if we didn't sign Madueke, we could have signed Rodrigo also, because we would have saved that 50 million. You can arrange another 30 million by selling Zinchenko and Reece Nelson, who's going to go, obviously, and whoever. Plus, we released Tomiyasu, so the wages are off the books. We saved money on Thomas Partey by getting Norgard. That in itself is 30, 40 million extra on top of the 50 million of Madueke, which would have allowed us to also get Rodrigo. Now, because we got Madueke, I think we're only getting Eze or Rodrigo, and most likely Eze. That for me is not a good thing. You basically have said, instead of going for, if I told you, Hussam, right now, next season, I have Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyokeres joining my team, would you be worried about Arsenal? Be honest.
With Rodrigo?
If I told you I have Rodrigo, Eze, and Gyokeres,
of course,
and Eze and Gyokeres, you would have been worried, right? Now, if I don't get Rodrigo and I only have Gyokeres and Eze, are you that worried?
No. Rodrigo worries everyone, right? Like he's that. That's what I'm saying. Even me, when I seen Liverpool push for Isak, I was like, wow. If Arsenal were to get Rodrigo, I go, oh wow, they're serious. Do you see what I'm saying? But with
And
Madueke,
don't get me wrong, we've done that with Gyokeres. I'm not going to take anything away from the club. They've done a good job by getting one of the best strikers available in the market. You have to obviously give them credit there. But that, for me, is not enough because we've been saying the whole summer and last year, we need a left winger and a striker. We need a left winger and a striker. I like Eze. He's not a great left winger, in my opinion. And Rodrigo, as Joe said, would have been that signing where we said, Gyokeres and Rodrigo one window, these guys are not messing around. But now, is Eze and are Eze and Gyokeres enough to beat Liverpool to a league? In my opinion, no, that's not good enough.
Eze and Rodrigo, yes, I will be like shit, like they're a bit serious.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think that Madueke signing had a lot of negative impact. And by the way, this is one thing I argued with Souls in, because Souls is telling me, if we sign Madueke, and now let's say we have 3 right winger options, right? Saka, Madueke, and what's his name, Waneri. 3 is better than 2, so we're not weaker, we're stronger. My argument, and Arsenal fans and some others will laugh now when I say this, I said actually by adding a 3rd player, I think we're weaker, right? And hear me out, because everything we're saying is, God forbid if Saka gets injured, right? If Saka's fit the whole season, we're not worried about the right wing because we have one of the best right wingers playing every game. Our concern is if Saka gets injured, correct? If Saka gets injured right now,
Nani,
who's gonna play?
Madueke.
Correct. If we didn't sign Madueke and Saka got injured, who do you guys think most likely would have played?
Nwaneri.
And who's better between the two? In my opinion, it's Nwaneri.
Nwaneri, I've already said this.
And that's why I said actually having 3 instead of 2 makes us weaker, because now Arteta, because he rates Madueke, and we know Arteta as he's a good manager, but he's not the Messiah. He can get things wrong. He got the Havertz thing wrong. He got Sterling wrong. He got Willian wrong. I think he's wrong about Madueke as well. So because he has Madueke now, he is going to play Madueke, who is his number 1 backup option, which for me makes us weaker when Saka is not available. But if he didn't have Madueke, he would have been forced to play Waneri, who he played in 17 games last season as a right winger, which would have made us better, in my opinion, if Saka wasn't available. So I think we're weaker now with Madueke coming in. But obviously, Gyokeres and Eze, they kind of balance things out and they make us slightly stronger in the attack. So I guess it's fine.
I think the future for us is going to be very interesting, but we'll see based on the end of this window. Big up to you, Netweed. Thank you so much, my brother. Big up to Redline, who says City rumored to only be getting 3 points. I doubt.
I read that. I read that just now. If that's true, man.
Yeah, then
that is crazy.
Pulled everyone. Anyway, regardless, listen, big up to all of you guys. We're just 50 likes away from 500 likes. Please do like the video on your way out if you haven't yet liked the video. Do subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Please, everyone, hit the like button and subscribe right here, right now. Who's live? You know something? Let's redirect you over to Said TV. Go tell him over there, Hussam Raid. You get me? He's doing Mandem Talk right now. Go tell him over there, Hussam Raid. Go subscribe to Ashraf Talks Football. Just Joe, back in the Premier League. Back active on YouTube as well. You get me? Go give him a subscription. And remember, he backed Hussam in the argument. So he's pro Liverpool. Never forget. Just Joe is pro Liverpool.
I said Liverpool will win the league, but I guess that got it.
Yeah, can I do? Why can't I do Joe prop? You and Wolfie never allow it. What's this? Is it because he's bald?
Big up Joe. Come on.
Is it because he's bald? The league winning manager is bald as well.
He has the one of the best players in the world used to play.
Do you know that every time Leeds has won the championship, Liverpool have won the league? It happened again this season. Yeah. In the middle of the season, I go to one of his watch-alongs. I'm like, yo, let's go Leeds. Come on, win the championship, man. So I can win the league. You get me? It's been happened twice now, you know? Anyway, listen, big up to all of you guys. Love to all of you guys. I'm going to be back at 11 p.m. as well tonight. I've got Flawless, Vater, Roberto, and I've got Souls coming on. Not Souls from Sad Football Corner, Souls from the Terrace, the other Souls. You get me? So it's going to be very interesting.
So that's a better Soul. To be honest, I think they're both on the same level. So
of course. Regardless, love you all. And Side TV, go tell him Hussam Raid over there. We're going to go raid him. I'll be in his chat as well.
Tell him Leeds United are going to beat them on Saturday in Sweden. We've got them in a pre-season friendly. Tell them we're going to wipe.
Since rivals are playing each other in friendlies now.
I know, it's shit, innit? I know.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, yalla. Peace out, Habibis.